The first question is, it will most likely have to be a niche business, and that's going to be more and more the case. That comes under economics. I always say, just what we call our living room. What do we do in a living room? We look at television, and we might have a few books or magazines lying around, and mostly a living room is usually where we, traditionally, it probably wasn't intended to be that, but we receive guests in our living room. We don't usually receive them in our bedroom or in the kitchen, or sometimes in the kitchen maybe, but mostly if someone is coming to visit you, they go to the quote-unquote living room. And when you're not receiving guests, you spend it as a place where you sit and, in this day and time, look at television, mostly. Mostly you look at television in the living room. So I'm saying every black person who has that type of space that you call a living room should be thinking of using that so-called living room as the Ingenuity room. I mean, just think of it as being that. I mean, what do you mean by living? I mean, living room? Do you live in every room, or do you live in some rooms? Or what do you mean by living? I mean, where do you live? People say, where do you live? They mean the whole house or the whole apartment and whatnot. When does the living begin and when does it end? So these are just words that's just kind of thrown around that don't have logical definitions. But if you say what you call your living room is the Ingenuity room, when you walk in, you immediately go into a thoughtful mode of what is ingenuity, meaning you come up with solutions to problems. When you enter this room, you're supposed to be thinking about what we do in this room is try to brainstorm, try to really think about how to solve problems. What problems? Whatever problems we have. And you think about maybe producing something.
Oh, okay.
This is why a lot of inventions are made where? In people's garages.